spent on new roads, schools and other community improvement projects. But more than a third of it currently remains unallocated to specific projects. Some local authorities in the south have been hanging on to developers' cash for so long, they've had to give £2.2 million between them back to the developers. Nikki Mitchell has this exclusive report.
A place to have fun, paid for by developers. When negotiating planning agreements, councils insist developers give money towards new play areas, roads, schools and other community projects. The greater the impact of the new buildings, the more the developer has to pay.
It's important that they use money wisely from what they do earn to make the residents that they're moving in happy.
I think they should get spending.
When hundreds of new homes were built here in West Reading, the developer had to pay £1.5 million to build a new health centre on this derelict site to serve all the new residents. But when the NHS abandoned the plan after opening a walk-in health centre a few miles away, residents were worried.
I was concerned that the money would just disappear into the council chambers somewhere, but I have actually got the backing of my local councillors and the MP, so currently I'm expecting the money to be spent here in Battle Ward and the community.
The important thing is that the council ensures that the money is properly collected and then spent, because if it isn't spent within a certain timescale, it will have to be refunded, and I think if it had refunded money, it's been incompetent.
Reading has not had to give any money back, but other councils have. Repeated delays to Portsmouth's Millennium Walkway project saw the City Council here repay £250,000 to Berkeley Homes. The money was linked to the company's lipstick building. The section of the walkway the cash was to pay for to the Harbour Station simply didn't get built. In Chichester, £180,000 for improvements to the canal basin had to be returned. The District Council here says it's now monitoring money from developers much more closely. Elsewhere, it was money for new bus stops, footbridges and a woodland that had to be returned. So what does the government have to say about the hundreds of millions of pounds our councils have got in the bank and the large chunk that remains unallocated? In a statement, the Planning Minister, Nick Bowles, told us local people would be surprised to hear that councils were hoarding millions of pounds that developers have given to provide amenities. That councils made these agreements with developers for the benefit of the community, and councils should not be pocketing the cash. Our local authorities all insist they're not sitting on this money unnecessarily, that it will be spent. But a number of builders and developers have told us they believe some councils are holding them to ransom, with the threat of turning down planning applications if they refuse to pay what's demanded.
It's basically a bribe, as I see it. It makes small builders unviable for a new build. Obviously, you're taking all the profit up front, there's no profit to be made, and therefore the small builder's not going to take a risk anymore.
Developers are now regularly challenging demands for contributions from council planners. The government's encouraging this in the hope of increasing development and speeding up economic recovery. Nikki Mitchell, BBC South Today.
Well, our business correspondent Alistair Fee is with me now.